Welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Denver Broncos in today's video. Thus far in free agency, this team is taking some big time guys. Evan Engram, Greenlaw, Hufanga, you name it. This team, in those three simple moves, has, in my opinion, really reached that next level. And the biggest reason of all is Evan Engram. We'll definitely talk about the defense. I was just running through your guys' depth chart because the Broncos last year were already a good defense. They were the third best scoring defense in the NFL. They were first in sacks. They were seventh in takeaways. They were the third best rush defense. And here's just their depth chart. On paper, these are the starters, all right? Zach Allen, DJ Jones, JFM, Jonathan Cooper, Dre Greenlaw, Alex Singleton, Nick Benito, Pat Surtain, Brandon Jones, Hufanga, Riley Moss, and Jaquan McMillan. I mean, come on, are we serious here? So, anyways, let's get back to free agency. My favorite move was Evan Engram. 2-year contract, 2 years, $23 million to be specific, and $16.5 million of that is going to be guaranteed. The biggest issue that you had with the Denver Broncos offense last season was the tight end room, and they've had this issue for way too long. And as opposed to spending a first-round draft pick and going out there and hoping a rookie tight end falls to, hoping your guy falls to, hoping that that rookie tight end is going to, really make a difference in his rookie season, they went out there and got a guy who Evan Engram. I mean, here's the thing, and you know this if you watch fantasy football. I'm getting way too excited even just talking about this because this is the piece that the Broncos offense was missing. Since 2023, the Broncos ranked 32nd in NFL receptions and receiving yards on passes targeting tight ends. Now, Engram last year was limited to only 9 games because of injuries, but his 47 catches for 365 yards would have still led the Broncos tight end position stats by a wide margin. In fact, since getting to the league as a first-round pick from the New York Giants in 2017, Evan Engram ranks 4th amongst tight ends in receptions at 496 and 5th in receiving yards at 4,922. All right, but I get it. Maybe there's a little bit of risk involved. And by the way, there's risk involved in all three of those players just because it's the National Football League, but all three of the players or the big moves that Denver has made thus far in free agency this week have been injured last season. Now, Engram is coming off a season where he missed 8 games with hamstring and labrum injuries. He needed surgery in December, but he also had 47 catches and is just 1 year removed from his career high 114 catches for 963 yards in 2023 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was his second of 2 Pro Bowl years. And I just think Evan Engram is perfect as long as he's healthy. And, there's going to be people saying, well, he was injured last year, blah, blah, blah. This is so risky. That's also just the National Football League. And sometimes it's just not your year. And I think when we look at Jacksonville and even the 2 San Francisco moves that we'll talk about in a second here, sometimes it's just not your year, right? Sometimes it's not. And injuries, unfortunately, happen. Another cool thing is Denver offensive passing game coordinator and QB coach Davis Webb has a history with Engram when they were teammates with the New York Giants in his rookie season 2017. Ingram's going to use in a lot of 2-man sets, but the bottom line is he's going to be on the field all of the time. He has played roughly 76% of offensive snaps during his career, and no tight end for the Broncos has played more than 52% of snaps this past season. So this is literally exactly what the doctor ordered, and I give this move at least an A-, probably not an A+, just because of the injury last season. But this is the perfect go-to guy. He wins all of his routes, especially on 3rd down. They're going to really take advantage of him in the red zone and in 3rd down. So I can't wait for Evan Engram to join this Denver Broncos team. And then another big move, Dre Greenlaw, 3-year, $35 million contract. He's going to be turning 28 in May. And unfortunately, injuries have just really hurt him in the last couple of seasons, or the last year, I should say. He's missed 36 games across his first six seasons in the league, all with San Francisco. If you remember, he tore his Achilles when running onto the field in the Super Bowl a little over 1 year ago. And then this past season, he returned for 2 games, week 15 and 16. But he injured his same leg, flared up, and it ended his 2024 season. So last year was pretty much a wash. But this is a 2019 first-round pick. He has 455 career tackles, 14 pass breakups, 3.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 defensive touchdowns in only 64 career games. Even using last year as a super small sample size, he played only 34 snaps last year for San Francisco. He had 9 tackles in 34 snaps. This guy's an absolute stud. And if they can even get 75% of the production he had in 2023, then this is going to be an A-plus signing, especially for the money that's involved. Only 3 years for only $35 million. 2023 is an example. He had 120 tackles, a sack and a half during the regular season, and then in the playoffs, he also included 2 interceptions before his Achilles tear in that Super Bowl game. So I give this at least another A-, and the only reason it's not an A+ is just because of his most recent injury history, specifically the last calendar year, I should say. And then we move on to Talanoa Hufanga, and I love this as well. These are all kind of like risky moves in the sense of they've been injured last season, but you guys gave him a 3-year contract worth up to $45 million. Only $20 million of that is guaranteed. 25 years old. This dude turned 25 like a month ago. He only played 7 total games after missing the first 2 while recovering from a torn ACL from November 2023. And then he ended up missing 7 games later on in the season because of a concussion and torn wrist ligaments. But if you go back not too long ago, 2022, the dude was a stud. He earned first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors, career best 4 interceptions, 97 tackles. Guys, this is a former 5th-round pick. He started 37 to 49 games across his 4 years with San Francisco, over 219 tackles, 14 pass breakups, 7 interceptions, including a pick 6 and a forced fumble. So I really love the idea, as long as he's healthy. Once again, same thing with all these guys. As long as these guys are healthy, they're all going to be A+ moves. All right, they're a little bit risky, but that reward is sky high. It is through the roof. And last year, Denver made a move for Brandon Jones. 3-year, $20 million contract, and it ended up being an absolute steal. So that safety room with Brandon Jones and Hufanga, it's next level, man. They've got guys who are going to make plays in big-time games, and this is how you win playoff games. And hopefully we got a Super Bowl soon in Denver, man. That's all I have for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, which kind of did like a quick deep dive on the 3 big moves Denver has made thus far. Stay tuned. We got plenty more Broncos content this offseason, but hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Give me a grade for the Denver Broncos free agency period thus far. Also, shout out Justin Stranaud getting re-signed. But that's it for me. I give it an A- just because of injuries. And yeah, I'll end it now. Peace.